Hello and welcome back to another character creation video. My name's Lumen and today we're having a look at Atlyss. Enter the world of Atlyss, a single-player and online RPG where you can fight with or against friends in a surreal world filled with creatures beyond comprehension. Customize and progress your character, complete quests, and discover strange locations. So this game has some very interesting races to pick from that features what I guess you could call nudity and some extremely suggestive themes. It has jiggle physics in all the right places, and overall the game is just a little unhinged. I think that's the word that I want to use, and it's fantastic. It's amazing. It looks like a lot of fun, and I love what they've presented us here in character creation, so I'm very excited to jump in here. If you'd like to do a deep dive to discover all there is to discover about Atlyss, you can find some links below, and as always there will be timestamps. Use them, find what you're looking for, and leave satisfied. Now, I'm going to start by just telling you what we're doing in this video. I'm going to talk very briefly about the classes first, then we will jump in and have a look at each one of the races in their entirety and all the customization options available on them, the abilities that you start with, and all the rest. There's quite a lot to see, and then we'll move on to the outro after that. I will sort of combine the male and female all into one, because while it does change the body when you switch between male and female, the options are all the same, so you can sort of see it all in one go, right? Alright, so first things first, the classes. You start as a novice. You play the game. Upon reaching level 10, you get to pick a class when you go to one of their respective trainers in the game world. Fighter. It's a melee class that deals devastating damage and threat. Mystic. The caster class that evokes arcane magic to their advantage. And Bandit. The acrobatic mercenary class, expert of ranged weapons and quick melee weaponry. There you are. Those are your choices. There are obviously decent combinations that you can pull off. The game has a stat system. You can put the stats into the right places to make the class better, and so on and so forth. It's an RPG. All those things are in here. However, for the most part, this video is going to be focused on the cosmetic side of things and the initial choices with character creation. So, let us begin. The first race, Imp. Forsaken demons who come from an aquatic realm tangled with hellish machinery. By their own will, the imps were not able to think or act for themselves, following orders from the occult who often summoned them. Their initial skill is Siphon Leech. It shoots a siphon in projectile that spawns eldritch leeches on hit, and it heals the caster as they deal damage. There you are. And this is what it looks like. Yes, the word suggestive comes to mind. So, I'm not a huge fan of the way that they organized the options here, mainly because they put the male and female choice a little further down when you get to the body. I do believe they should have put that right at the start. It doesn't matter. I suppose that's maybe why they put it down further at the bottom here, because when you change between male and female, you can see it just changes a few things. You can see the hips, the waist, the boobs, obviously, and a few other things. You can see the males are a little taller there, but you still have a lot of control over what you want to do, and, you know, that's cool. But for the purposes of this video, we're going to start at the top and go through. As I mentioned, however, you know, you can change it between male and female. The options still stay the same. You can also remove the clothes, and that is your character fully nude. And then you've got textures to choose from. It's basically a pattern that you put on your character that you can color, and you can use to make it interesting and or unique. Right? Then they give you full RGB colors. And I mean full. You can go for the pitchiest, darkest black if you like. You can go for the whitest white. You can go for basically anything in between. You have a lot of different sliders. You've got like a brightness slider here. You've got this is an interesting one for me. I'm not entirely sure if it's like a vibrance or something else. But it feels like that to me. And then you've got the saturation slider over here. If you want to check the colors out, pull saturation to the max. You can pull the vibrance to the max as well, and then you just slide through the RGB, and then you sort of pick something that you like, then you pick the brightness of it. You can move the saturation around a little bit as well. These both together, I think this might be vibrance versus, or gamma maybe, I'm not sure, versus saturation. But basically you mess with it, you have full RGB, and you can do whatever it is you like, which means there's a lot that you can do. So I will just show that off as I just did, and I will say, hey, you know, treat it with care. because it'll be quite easy to mess that up. That's your texture, basically, right? So that's the main. Then you can do your hair, and you can lock it as well, as you can see. So your main color is over here, and you can take, as I mentioned, the pattern off if you like. But your main colors, I'll leave it on whatever the default is over here. I kind of like that color. I think it looks good. And then we're going to look at the hair colors. Once again, similar situation, where if you pull these all to the max, you can just do whatever with it. It doesn't look that great if you use it on max, because it sort of looks a little out of place, I suppose. But there it is. You get that choice, and you also get to do the horns separately. I do feel like the horns should probably have some contrast to them, be it a lighter or darker contrast. I'm not sure, because it would look nicer that way. But you have full control, once again. And yeah, I believe you'd probably be able to do something kind of fun with all these different options. Now I'm going to make this a slightly darker color, because we're going to be jumping into the next section now. And soon we will be sort of fiddling with the hair. Head width. Not too much movement there, but it's nice that you can change it. This is your, you know, I'd call it the snoot. And it's a very interesting option to have, because it only works really when you have something that is akin to an anthro character, like a creature instead of a humanoid. It's like a sort of a humanoid creature. I don't even know what to call it really, but this wouldn't work on a human face specifically. But what it does is it takes it from what you could consider a human face to what you would instead consider an animalistic face, right? So you can put the snoot on there if you like. I dig that. I think that's an amazing... That might be the best option in this entire creator, to be honest. Then we have got the voice pitch. Yeah, simple enough. Hairstyles. Very, very simple model that they have for the hair here. There are obviously no individual strands. There's no sort of proper physics on the hair. Nothing like that. But it suits the style of the game beautifully. It's amazing. Yeah. And I like the jagged edges and all the angles and stuff that they have on here. I think it works quite well. Not too many hairstyles, but definitely enough. Ears. Let's take a smaller hair. There we go. You're going to be seeing a few sort of crossovers as you keep playing. I dig this, by the way, because they said that they are from an aquatic realm, so they have some slightly aquatic looking ears. You will see some crossovers, so you'll see some ears, some hair types, some whatever on the different races available here. It's pretty cool. Eyes. And by the way, I'm a big fan of this style where you have these, like, I guess I could call them anime eyes, because they end up making your character look that much more expressive if you wanted to. And yeah, they've got some decent variety in here. Let's take that one, sort of play into the fish idea. Then you can do the mouth in the same way. Again, I think it suits this style of game beautifully. Yeah, it looks a little scuffed, but at the same time, it's got some charm, right? Oh, that's so cute. There we go, and then the horns. Decent selection of horns here too. You can also take them off if you like. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Next up, the body options. Height. Some movement there. Width. This is the good stuff, by the way. Here it comes. Chest. Yeah. And then to go along with that one, check this out. They swing their butt around. I love it. I absolutely love it. And like, yeah, it's shameless, dude. It's shameless. You can just like, yeah, sure, let's go big. Arms. They actually hold their arms out for you like that. Belly. Because why not? It's cute. And bottom, as I mentioned. Swing it around to greet you. Then you can choose your tail. Again, some like fish-like tails here because you have an aquatic one. And then you can go mirror body. Which is quite interesting. It sort of just flips the left with the right and the right with the left. It can come in handy if you do certain options, or if you sort of use certain styles when you're with your hair or with the pattern that you pick or whatever. It's cool. Then equipment. This is something that I will go through pretty quickly because it's the same on all of them. And basically you pick your weapon here. Get a sword, hammer, a staff, a bow, and some fist weapons. And that's it. Then you can dye the weapon. Well, oh no, this is dyeing the outfit. Right, okay. Then you can dye the outfit. I thought it was actually the weapon. The outfit looks like it's straining a little bit against the weight, but that is cool. Not too many options here, unfortunately, but you do change this when you actually play in the game, so it's not a big deal. Then you get to spend your attribute points. Strength, that is obviously important. Increases attack power and max stamina. Mind is magic power and max mana. Dexterity is dex power, attack critical percent, and magic critical percent, and vitality is your max health. And you can sort of just put them wherever you want them. Obviously, based on the class that you want to go with, it makes the most sense. Then you can randomize. This randomizes all. And you can get a good idea of the different kinds of characters you can make with this. And it's a good randomized system. They've done incredibly well with this. I dig the fact that they don't hold back. And that, my friends, is that for imps. Super colorful. Look at that guy. That's amazing. Oh my god. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, there's just so much cool stuff you can do with this. Again, the idea of male and female body types, I mentioned at the start. You can do what you like with it. You can make this character a male or a female. It doesn't really matter. It's all the same at the end. Next up, we have Poon. What a name. An ancient but thriving race of dryads who are tactful and cunning. Poons have adapted beyond being prey from the deep forest, able to take on any foe that stands against them. Their initial skill is leg up, grants a movement speed increase buff, additionally increasing evasion. So I like to at the start here just show what the male and female variations look like so that you can see right from the beginning. That's the female. And that's the male, because we're not really going to fiddle with this while we're customizing. It's the same options on both. There you go. And then that's how it looks with the clothes off. There you are. Now let's get to the customization. Let's do it. First up, the texture. Quite a few more here, which I kind of like, by the way. On the imps, we didn't have that many. So you can basically... And I believe some of these give you different visual styles, where one could look more like a cute little puppy, while other one could look more like a wild wolf, while another one could look like something completely different. I don't actually exactly know what a poon is, but there you have it. I like the idea of more patterns. It's cool that they have some darker parts as well. Just good for variety, you know? Then, the colors. You have full RGB. You have basically every color under the sun to pick from. They give you a bunch of sliders here to fiddle with. So as an example, if we go for like this pinky color over here, you can change the brightness of said color. Then you can change what I feel is either gamma or like vibrance. I'm not entirely sure, this one. And then you can change the saturation, which makes it just a brighter color. And yeah, as I mentioned, full RGB. You will see that some of the races have what I would say is unique colors on them. They are a little different. They display a little differently. It's not different colors, but they display a little differently because of the textures on them. But you can use this to great effect. You can find any color you want here, anything at all. And yeah, the world is your oyster. This actually looks kind of cool, like a little foxy, which is I think what they are. I'm not entirely sure. I call them sort of dogs or canines, but they might be more of a fox. They might be more of a fox. Then you got to do the hair color over here in a similar fashion. You've got the same sliders, so I won't show you exactly, you know, what you can do. You've got all the colors once again. Same as the top one over here, and then antlers, same thing. You can do the colors, anything you like. This is something that you're gonna have to jump into for yourself and fiddle with, because for real, I mean, there's just so much here, and there are just so many options, because these three alone, infinite possibilities. Just these three. Your skin, your hair, and your antlers. Just that. Infinite possibilities. For real. And then if you want to, you can randomize just this section to show different colors on everything. I'll leave it on defaults because I feel like it's sort of better to see, easier to see. Then we'll move on to the head options. Head width. The modify slider, which I like a lot, by the way. It makes your character... On the imps, it made it look far more humanoid. On this one, it's just basically your snoot length, because the snoot is still there, even on the lowest, but you can make it longer. Then you got your voice pitch. You'll notice it's a different voice from the imps if you watch that part. Then we can change the hair. I'm going to change the color again quickly because I do feel like it's not really displaying as nicely. And as I mentioned, you do have... Let's take this one. You do have some different styles. Like this one, for instance, wasn't available on the imps. That also wasn't. That's so cute, man. I wonder if all of them are going to be unique. Because I swear I saw some crossovers on the further side here, but not... Oh, see, this one I think is on both, yeah. So you will have some of the same ones, and you'll have some new ones. And overall, you'll just have enough options. And again, I kind of dig the style that they went with here. Let's go for that little one. Ears. Wow, that is cute. See, so that like knocks the whole idea of a fox out the window. This is not a fox, it's not a dog, it's not a wolf, it's a poon. It's a goddamn poon. That's what it is. Beautiful. Beautiful. Look at all these different ears, man. I feel like we have to go for the long ones. They look nice. Eyes. Oh man, that's me right now. Jeez. Relatable. Ooh, wow. Such a drastic shift in mood and tone. Yeah, really cool. Really cool. I dig this. You know, when they give you the access to like the anime eyes, I dig it. It's just so much that you can do, right? Yeah, so there you go. A lot of decent choices. We'll take something slightly more cutesy, I think. That's straddling the line between cute and like kind of annoyed. Mouth. He's also going to be unique because obviously the shape of the snoot and the mouth here is different. So yeah, let's take the little toofers again and then antlers. Wow, those are sharp. Jeez, that's really cool. And again, if you feel the need, you can randomize here and just change these ones. Next up, the body. Change the height, the width, the chest, and we're going to go on to the female one for that. There you go. There you go. Oh my goodness. The arms, the belly, and the bottom. Jeez. They do not hold back with this. Then you can select the tail. It's getting lost in there. Slipping through the cracks, if you know what I'm saying. And then you can mirror the body, which just flips left and right. You'll see the hair is the easiest place to spot what it does. Next up, and basically our final stop, is the equipment and attributes tab. You are picking your weapon here. You can choose between a sword stick, a hammer, a wand or a staff, a bow, and some fist weapons. Then you can dye your outfit if you like. Not a lot of choices here, but there are choices. And then you can do your attributes. Strength increases attack power and stamina. Mind increases magic power and max mana. Dexterity increases your dex power, attack critical, and magic critical percentages. And vitality increases your health. There you go. Then, finally, we can randomize, which is what we're going to do right now. This will switch between all the different options here and male and female, so you can see some decent comparisons. And I do suggest if you want to see like all the races in their entirety, just skip to the randomized part on each of them. So as an example, we're going to be doing the next race soon. If you want to just skip to the next races randomized, you'll get a good idea of what they look like. Yeah, some nice options here. You can see they tend to... Unlike with the imps, they seem to like going for more pastel-y colors on this one. The colors are a little, and I don't want to say washed out, but they're not as intense as on the imps, which is nice. They've got that distinction between the two of them, so there you go. Oh, that is super cute, man. Wow, look at that. Very nice. All right, next up, we have the Kubolds. These are sort of like dragon lizard people, reptilian hermits who are naturally adept in the use of magic. Kubold's homeland resides within a small distant arid desert, sealed by arcane energies. Their initial skill is Alacrity. It applies a clear cast boon. The next cast will be instant with no mana, health, or stamina cost. Cool outfit as well. I kind of dig that. Now I'm going to show you what the male and female variations look like. That's male. And that's female. As you can tell, nothing really changes other than the body itself. Then you can take the clothes off if you like. That's it. There you are. Now, we begin. Let's look at the textures that are available. I like that they gave us some texture work that sort of works like scales. It's cool. Not a lot, but there is at least something. For the colors, you have full RGB. You can do anything you like. I like to try and understand these bars over here and what they are about, but I don't really. I'll be honest, I don't really. It's sort of a weird situation where you have the color slider over here, which gives you basically everything, and then if you sort of settle on something, you can change what is the vibrance here, I suppose, or like the brightness, I don't know. And then this one's also sort of like a brightness, and then this is your saturation, which just adds or removes the color. But overall, you've got everything. You've got all the colors under the rainbow. I kind of like this for the dragon people, for the Kubolds, so I'd use that. Then you get to do the same on the hair. Specifically over here, it is not something that we have anything of, so we don't have any hair on right now. I'm not even sure if they have hair, to be honest. And you can do the same for the horns. You can change your horn color as well. So if you random here, you can see all the different colors that are available. And for the purposes of this video, I will just put it on the default because I think it looks good. And then we'll move on to the head options. Head size, well, it's width. And then you can modify the snoot size. I kind of like that they let you go kind of far, sort of like an alligator or dragon snoot, a little more pointy. It's kind of nice. And then your voice. There you go. Then the hair. Oh, we have hair. Okay, well now we have to change the color because that looks a little silly because we don't really have anything to see there. Let's go with the pink. Awesome. So we've seen some unique styles on the previous races where they had some that crossed over and some that were unique to them. We're probably going to have the same here. Although I do believe that they probably want these guys to be without hair. So there you go. Ears. Jeez, look at the size of those things. Big floppy ears. Oh, and you can get some serious standy uppy ears as well. My goodness. Okay. Oh, that's kind of... That matches it nicely. That probably looks the best, that one. Then you can change the eyes. Pretty big deal. This basically sets the tone, you know? When you walk into a room, that's probably the first thing that people are going to notice about your character. Well, after the boobs and the butt, but, you know. Yeah, they got a decent selection. Let's take this one. I feel like it works. And then your mouth. Take the teeth. And finally the horns. They should have had, and you can see they do, the most interesting horns, seeing that they are the... reptilians. Definitely the most interesting. I like the little spikes. Oh, what is that? Huh. That's kind of cool. Alright. I mean, I don't know what exactly that means or is, but not really horns, right? Body. Height. Width. Chest size. Because why the heck not? Look at that. Look how proud they look, man. Wow. The arms, the belly, and the bottom. Amazing. Amazing. How can you not go for max size on everything? They just make it so appealing, you know? Okay, tails. That's basically it. Small stubby one, longer one. There you go. Pretty cool. Then you can mirror the body, and you can also randomize. Mirroring obviously just takes the halfway point and flips it around. Doesn't do much if it's the same on both sides already. Outfit on, outfit off. And finally, we're going to look at the equipment. Here we have fist weapons, a stick sword, hammer, staff, or I suppose wand, and a bow. Pretty cool. Then you can dye the armor, or at least the outfit that you start with. And your attributes. These are obviously going to affect your class and the way it plays. Strength increases attack power and stamina. Mind increases magic power and max mana. The dexterity increases attack critical and magic critical. And the vitality increases your max health. And that is that. Let's randomize. Let's see what they look like. That's pretty cool. Damn. I love how they managed to make each one of these races actually look super unique, and they're using basically nothing to do it. Like, the texture work is super simple here, the amount of detail that they have is incredibly minimal, and they did a good job with this. It's really fun. I like it. There you go. Alright, next up, we have the Byrdles. Elegant and dexterous, I don't think that's actually a word, travelers, and likely to be materialistic. Once matured, Byrdles are sworn to leave their flock from their kingdom to find their eternal destiny. Their initial skill is Inner Focus, provides a buff that guarantees 100% critical strike chance for the next attack. They look super cool. I dig it. Like, they really look cool. Male and female. There you go. That's the female. That's the male. I like that the boobs look like they're just like pasted on there, basically. That's how they look without the outfit on. It's just the outfit that makes it look like that. And let us customize. First up, the texture. This is actually changing a huge amount. That's really interesting. Wow, they have a lot of different patterns here, and it's like there's pieces of the pattern and like little bits literally all over the body. Fascinating. I'm not sure how this will affect the colors and stuff that you pick in. It sort of feels like it's randomizing the colors, but it's not. Huh. In any case, let us continue. We'll take something like the pink one, and we'll work with that. The colors. Oh, I see. Okay, so you basically, man, your whole color selection here is going to be a little difficult. You're basically using this differently because your color here is just the bits that are color. So you can see it's the little quiff at the top there, the thing around the neck, and the tip of the tail. So if we take like yellow there, sort of like canary yellow, you basically pick your color up here. Then you've got a brightness slider here, and then you've got what I think is like a vibrance or gamma slider, and then you've got the saturation slider as well, where you can add more or less color. You got to use these. You got to find what you want, find how you want your character to look, and fiddle with it. Then you can do your hair separately if you'd like to. This is very interesting. I feel like the colors on the Byrdles are just a little difficult. If you want to see how the colors work normal style, I would say go look at the other races. This is just weird. I don't know. Maybe I just misunderstand. But it feels kind of weird. Yeah, it's a little difficult to work out. But, hey, there it is. Full RGB. And then the beak. At least the beak is separate. You can make the beak whatever color you want. Cool. Well, not whatever color you want, but there's at least a selection. Yeah, oh, it looks like we can get any color. All right. Yeah, if we go over here, we pull the brightness up. That's any color. I think the beak looks good when it's this orange color because it's just the color of a beak. Not that I'm saying I know what color all beaks are, but, you know, it's a nice color for a beak. It's cool. Then you can randomize just the colors if you like, and that's actually a decent way of doing it. You will see that they're not randomizing the beak. They probably had the same idea as me, where they think that the beak should be a certain color, and that's cool. That's fine. But if you find something you like, then you continue, and we'll move on to the head options, the width. Then you've got modify, which in this case, on the others it was the snoot size. On this one specifically, it is the, well, the plume, I guess it's called, right? Then our voice. Cute. Very cute. Hair options. Aww. That's really nice. These are my favorites so far, man. Very cool options here. Eyes. Not bad. The word unhinged comes back very quickly when you start fiddling around with the eyes. I like those. I like the big brows. And then the beak. Different styles of beaks. It's kind of nice. You can have like a small birdie beak. You can have like a duckbill. And I think you're going to be able to change the size of this a little bit. So if I take like, as an example, this one, and then we move on to the next part, it's probably, or was it this one, right? Oh no, okay, you don't get to change the size of it. I thought it might be the modify slider, but it looks like the beak is just the beak. Okay, cool. We'll take the big beak because I like that. Body options. Height. Width. Chest. Wow, look at them. Arms. Belly. Okay, that's kind of cute. And then bottom. Yeah, so Yes, suggestive, as I mentioned. they automatically flip around for this. I find it so funny, man. Then our tail. You can actually pick the tail feathers. That's kind of nice. There you go. And then you can mirror the body, left and right. Because why not? Final set of options will be the equipment and attributes. You can choose your weapon. You got a stick sword over here, a hammer or a mallet, a wand or a staff kind of thing, a bow, and then some fist weapons. Then you can dye your clothing. This doesn't really matter. You'll probably change it quite soon after you start playing. And then you've got stats for your character. Strength increases attack power and max stamina. Mind does magic power and max mana. Dexterity does attack critical and magic critical. Vitality does max health. And that's it. Now we're going to randomize. See what's available for these Byrdles. They're pretty cool. Oh yeah, look at that. Man, how nice that they have so many unique options on the different races. Very cool. So yeah, if you're a bird lover, this will be for you. Alright, our final race. The Chang. These are the rodents. Compact yet sturdy, always eager for adventure beyond their scope. Changs come from a mysteriously advanced civilization, but were often outcasts and seen as troublemakers. Their initial skill is sturdy, provides a buff that grants immunity to knockback and auto parries incoming attacks. Yeah, I see it. I see it. First things first, male and female. That's the female one. That's the male one. Basically the boob and the butt and the hips and the width of the, you know. Alright, then you can take the clothes off if you like. There we are. Now for customization, your first option is the texture on the body itself. There's a decent selection on most of the races. Not so many on this one, it seems. But basically it gives you a different pattern. Or you can just take it off like this. And that allows you to just mix up the colors a little bit, you know. So if I leave it on that, then you will see that once we start changing the texture colors over here, then the pattern itself will stay mostly the same, whereas the color that we change in will change. So if we want to make the character one solid color, we can remove the pattern entirely, and then we'll have the character a solid color. There you go. You can mix and match. You basically have full RGB here. The colors are all here. You just need to find out how to find them. You can use these sliders, and they are the same for the hair and, in this case, the whiskers. But you've got the color slider up at the top here. So let's pick something sort of over here on the orangey red side. Then you have a sort of brightness slash vibrance or saturation slider. Then you have what I think is another one. It's sort of like a gamma or also saturation-y type thing. And then you have the saturation itself. I don't know. I'm sorry. One of them could be levels. One of them could be hue, and one could be saturation. No, this is the hue, and then this is the saturation. Is this saturation? This might just be brightness. Yeah. Anyway, it's whatever. You can fiddle around with these, and you can find basically any color. Obviously, each of the races displays the colors a little differently, but they're all there. Hair color is the same thing. You have the same sliders to work with, and you can do whatever you like with it. And then finally the whiskers. I don't see any whiskers on the character right now, so we can't really color them if we don't see them. We'll jump in quickly and see. Where do we find some whiskers? Here we go. There we go. That's what the whiskers look like. Kind of cute. And once again, you can change their colors as you see fit. Alright? Alright. Let's change back to defaults. Then let's move on. Head options. Teeny weeny. Slightly wider. Then we've got the modify slider. This is usually the snoot size. Yeah. So you can have a long snoot that you can stick in places and sniff really well with. Or you can have a shorter one, so you don't bump it on everything. We'll go somewhere in the middle. Voice. There you go. It's just the pitch. Then we have the hair. Let's just change the color on the hair quickly. Probably going to be some unique styles on here. Yeah, not that many, but there are some. Alright. I kind of like the smaller styles on these guys. Then you can do the ears. This should be interesting. Oh yeah, for sure. Very rodent-y. Very mouse-like. I like the big ones. Eyes. Mostly the same eyes on all the different races, but there are some exceptions like this one. I don't think we saw this on all of them. Usually your best choice for setting the tone. This one also, not on all of them. That's cute. Yeah. I'll take this one. There we go. And then your mouth. Got the little teeth sticking out the front there. It's cute. And then the whiskers. Decent choices. And we move on to the body options. You got the height here. The width. These guys do look sturdy, don't they? The chest. You can obviously switch between male and female as well if you like. The arms. The belly. And they're pretty big without this. And then finally the bottom. Oh my goodness. What are they doing? Look at that. That's insane. I love it. I love it. I love it. God damn. And then we can do the tail. Alright. And then finally, you can mirror the options on the body if you'd like to. It helps. It helps. Our next options, equipment and attributes. You can change your weapon here. You got a sword. You got a mallet or a hammer. You got a staff or like a wandy type thing. A bow and arrow and some fist weapons. Just your starting weapon basically. Then you can dye your outfit if you'd like. And your attributes, you can spend them on strength. That increases attack power and stamina. Mind does magic power and max mana. Dexterity does dex power, attack critical and magic critical %. And finally, vitality increases your health. Then we're going to randomize. Let's do it. Let's see what we got on the Chang. Fantastic. Yeah. Like the randomize gives you it's a really good look at what you could do with these. So many good options. That's kind of weird. Understatement of the century, I think. But there you go. That is the final race complete. And that does bring us to the end of this video. I love it. I love it. Atlyss, fantastic. Thumbs up. They didn't hold back. They weren't afraid to let loose and have a little fun with the options available here. And, I mean, the suggestive themes and the jiggle physics on the boobs and, you know, all those extras. It just works. It's just funny, man. And, like, I think a lot of people will probably appreciate it. It's something that appeals to people, and it's something that definitely works with the style that they went with. And the style itself, super simple, yet they gave it so much character that it just pops, and it has a life of its own. So I kind of dig it, you know. I have basically no notes. I have no notes. I love what they did. I'd love to hear what you guys think. If you made it all the way through to the outro here, does this work for you? Is it your kind of game? Have you been playing it? I don't know much about the game itself, but I love the characters. It's great. It's great. So yeah, hey, thanks for watching. Give this one a like, share it, and do all that other good stuff. If you haven't already, you can find my links below. My coffee page, my Twitch channel. And hey, if you play an Atlyss, enjoy. Enjoy creating those characters, dudes. Happy that.